So for today, all I need to do is get you to remember that this is a typical exponential. Is there an x in the exponent? Yeah. But we haven't talked much about what do you think this does to the graph. Do you remember vertical and horizontal? High, low? Well, where the heck is the inside of this graph? Whenever I teach this next year, I'm going to not just say inside. I'm going to say inside by the x. That tells you where the inside is. The inside is not in here. The inside of this is inside by the x. So if you do any change right there, that's an inside change. And horizontal on the inside. So today's lesson, they're going to say, now take this equation and make it move left 2. What would you do? Does anybody remember how to make something move to the left? Plus 2. That's it. But wait, I thought that makes it move up 2. Well, that'd be if it was on the outside. So what if I wanted it to go up 8? Plus 8 on the outside. Remember the VO part? What's the V stand for? Vertical. On the what? Outside. This is also a VO. Everybody write this one down. It's a really good example of an exponential equation that would have just started with 3 to the x. This is like the parent of it, but it grew up and got complicated. Oh, wait, I'm wrong. 2 to the x. Sorry, make it 2 to the x. This is like a 2 to the x function that grew up and got more complicated. It now has a start value of 3. It now has been moved to the left 2. It's got this vertical, means up, change of 8. And isn't this also a vertical thing? Yeah, it's going to stretch it vertically. All right, so now, if you understood that, I told you it's a really short lesson. For parentheses 2 to the x minus 5 plus 6. What's that? What's that? And what's that? Those are all moves. Some of them are vertical. Some of them are horizontal. Some of them are stretches. Talk to the kid next to you about what does the 4 do? What does the 5 do? What does the 6 do? I'm going to pause while you try that. Okay. I heard a lot of people say, yeah, the 4 stretches it. And you're right. But what kind of stretch? High VO. Horizontal on the inside. And where's the inside again? That's the inside. This is the horizontal area. And this is the VO. So now I ask you again. What kind of stretch? Vertical stretch. All right. How about that 5? That moves to the what? Right 5. And is that horizontal or vertical? Horizontal. So horizontally is left and right. So it's right 5. And then this is a vertical move of 6. Another way to say it in normal English, it moved up 6. Does that make sense to you? All right, imagine you had to graph this. Can you imagine what a nightmare if you had to start with 2 to the x and graph this, and then do all of these stretches and moves, and oh my gosh, what a nightmare. Good thing you have the XY chart. All you have to do is make an XY chart. I want you and your partner to stick in 5 and 4 and 3, because you'll get better and better at doing weird negative exponents. Because when you put in that 5, it was easy. When you put in the 4, now you're going to get a negative 1 power, which you need to talk to your partner about. What does that do to this? And then find me 3 points. Putting in a 5, 4, and a 3. I'll pause while you do that. And then the lesson will be over with in 30 more seconds after you're done. So just find these 3 points.
So you do 4 times 2 to the 0.
Yes, this becomes 2 to the 0,
So
which is just 1.
Is just 4.
4 plus 6 is 10. Very good. 5, 10. Raise your hand if your group had that one right. Good. Winston, when you put in a 4, tell me why you think I wanted you to put in the 4. What weird thing happens?
Negative.
Yep, negative 1 power. Do you know what that does to the 2? Yes, it makes 2 into a half. Very good. And then that half times is by the 4. We're still going. So you got 4 times the half.
2.
And then add 6.
8.
All right, there you go. Final answer, 4 comma 8. Did any groups have that? Okay, good. And then last but not least is the 3. This is the hardest one. Somebody who's confident, tell me and be bold. I've now got 4 times 2 to the negative 2 plus 6. I know it's a little scary, but it's not that scary. Yes?
The negative 2x will make it 1/4.
2 squared is 4, and then the negative makes it 1/4. You are exactly right. Now, see how nice it worked, though? Because look what happens next. Brady, take it from there.
4 is 1.
Yep, so this is just 1 plus 7. Your 6 is 7. 3 comma 7. Raise your hand if you had that one right. Oh, a lot of groups did. Okay, good. Do you get, if you could graph this, you'd be only one thing away from having the actual answer. Like, if you graph this, you might think you have it. Over 5 up 10, over 4 up 8, over 3 up 7. It looks like it's like one of these kind of curvy things. What's missing, though? The asymptote. Where the heck is the asymptote? Please talk to your partner. It is not at 0. It would have been, but it moved. So the horizontal asymptote's not there anymore. Talk it through with your partner. And I'm hearing a lot of people say 6, and you're right, but you got to say the whole asymptote. If you just say 6, you get it wrong. There it is. Y equals 6, because it moved up because of the 6. All right. So then the asymptote's up there at about 6, and this graph actually looks like that. And the asymptote is up 6. Y equals 6 is the HA, horizontal asymptote. Okay, cool. I think you're in a good place. Now, this worksheet is your only homework, and I'm going to tell you which ones to skip. This one, you each get your own, and that's worksheet is called 5.1 worksheet number 3.